Wow, this sucks. 50 pounds of flour. How many times am I gonna have to walk from the house with that 100 pounds of meat? Then I gotta load those wagon wheels and the equipment for the oxen, some kettles and things for cooking, stuff to eat with, some rifles and gunpowder with musket balls. Jeez, this is gonna take all day. Well, here we go. I hope this is the right decision. Those guys at my old job at the farm, geez, I was twice the hand Tom would ever be. I wish I could find a job somewhere else. But with the panic and all, I guess this is the best choice. Well, there goes the U.S. We just passed the Missouri to Missouri territory border. The trail hasn't been bad. No troubles yet. I've heard from people that the trail is treacherous with Indians, the river crossing, and the Rockies. Today we just crossed the Platte River about a mile before the fork in the North Platte and the South Platte. The wagon in front of ours hit a rock wrong and the wheels just popped off. Well, I'm glad I brought those extra wagon wheels now. Well, over the past month we had many encounters, good and bad. Good, sometimes like good buffalo meat from a large herd we saw. Bad, as the two wheels splintering into 1,000 pieces and the flour running low. I'm glad Fort Hall is only about 50 miles away. We should be there in 2 to 3 days. Whew, I'm glad we're out of Mexican territory because of the U.S. involvement in Texas. They've been pretty testy to us settlers on the Oregon Trail. I'm glad that Fort Hall is closing the gap every day. I'm guessing tomorrow late or in 2 days early we'll be at the fort. Well, I'm glad we got stuff at Fort Hall like gunpowder, some musket balls, flour, wagon wheels, and other stuff because we are getting pretty low on that stuff. And now we've left and are closing in on the Snake River. Today we've seen many trappers and beavers. Well, we just came into Fort Boise, and it was a long, painful trip to it because our canvas torn. We had to sew it. We also had broke a wheel, and we had to replace it. And we had to resupply our water here because we are all out. Well, we had no troubles getting into the Columbia River, but we are going to stop and wash some clothes in it and clean up a little. It is nice coming up to rivers, but having to cross them is another thing. Well, when we were washing clothes at the Columbia River, a farmer came up to me and offered me a job, and I took it. So we went up to Fort Walla Walla and stayed here. The job turned out to be good, and it all turned out to be okay.